First of all, the question is where did evil come from for Satan? In fact, actually, what your question is where did evil come from? Because you can say with Adam and Eve, it already existed in the universe, and they were confronted with it, and they chose to right. The real problem is how did Satan? And you said, now, is it possible that there couldn't be a good unless there was an evil? You couldn't get that from the Bible because you'd be getting that from Greek dualism. Greek dualism is, and actually, you really actually even see it in all the hokey but beloved by me, Star Wars stuff with the Force. The Force has a dark side and I guess a good side, and the Force is the sort of spiritual power of the universe. So it has a dark side, which means there's always a good and evil, and there can't be one without the other. And that's dualism, and that's pretty hopeless, I have to say, because it would mean that one could never triumph, really. It's a mystery. Some of you probably never thought you would hear the day that I just said, I don't know, it's a mystery. I was trained theologically by people that said that is the one place where you really need to not say, well, there's this and there's this, and you just need to come right out and say, this is the spot on the map that we don't have topography. Well, yeah, I mean, there's not enough information. When I just said white spot on the map, what I'm saying is, how, the old maps they used to show you, like, if you get a Dutch map of Manhattan from 1630, you can see Manhattan, but then, you get into New Jersey, it gets white because nobody was there, and therefore there's no details. The Christian map, every religion has got white spots on its map, and this is one of them for Christians. The thing that my teachers always told me is if you say, well, gee, that kind of brings into question Christianity a little bit, doesn't that kind of undermine the coherence if you say, well, here's a big question and we don't know? What I learned was try every alternative. Try the alternative of saying, okay, then, like you suggested, as a possible alternative, there always has to be evil for there to be good. Well, that creates more problems, of course. I mean, then you really don't have a good God. You certainly can't trust him then. You just can't. The idea that he's not safe, but he's good. No, he's not. He's got a good side, but then there's the dark side of God. And no. Then you say, okay, evil's an illusion. See, there's only 4 or 5 alternatives to this idea, and that is, God gave us free will. He made us good. He did not make us good and bad, and he did not make us sort of neutral. He made us good and gave us free will, and we sinned. Now, how could that happen? That's where the mystery comes in. The alternatives are evil is an illusion. It's not real. Well, that means that you can't take injustice seriously. Evil is unconquerable. Or it's also, here's a third, and that is God likes evil. God says, I made evil. It's a good idea. So you see, as bad as that is to say, well, I don't know why, the alternatives, so that's why the alternatives are worse, and that really is the Christian answer. And I tell you, when I say it's the Christian answer, I'm talking about not just me, Protestant, Presbyterian. I'm saying all Christian theologians have always said that really is pretty much the unanswerable question. I had an Old Testament professor. I used to say, where did evil come from? Dr. Klein used to say, it sprang to life in the heart of Satan. And I said, well, now, how could that be? And he says, where God hath shut his holy mouth, I should be afraid to open mine. That's right. So, I mean, there is a mystery to freedom. We all know that. There's a mystery to it. So.